I'm Jason from Smoking and Drinking in Space, a sci-fi podcast from a couple guys who think they know sci-fi.
And I'm Rob from Smoking and Drinking in Capes, a superhero podcast from a couple guys who wish they had powers.
And we're part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now.
Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others.
And you can find other cool, awesome, geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 517, I believe this is, of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Recording this live on Thursday afternoon, March 2nd, 2023. I am Chris. I'm joined by the usual band of reprobates. We'll first start with the mountain man himself, one Willie D. Nelson.
Yeah.
Do you like maple syrup?
Who doesn't? Gets sticky in the beard, though.
Well, that's just saving it for later. You get a little scrambled eggs in your mustache, too. You can save that for later, too. Yeah, no problem there. And then also joining us today, Mr. Anthony Bachman.
Negative. I'm a meat popsicle.
Okay, Mr. Meat Popsicle is joining us today with his...
Hence the hoodie and the beanie. It's cold here in Idaho.
Is it really? It was like 76, which was a record high here in West Virginia yesterday. And I think right now it's either like 62 or 59 or something like that. And I'm like, it's March. What the shit is going on? We're going to die this summer. It's just going to be like 100-degree days in a row. And I'm going to be like, no.
Oh, yeah. There was a whole bunch of canceled flights out of Portland, Seattle the last like 4 or 5 days. Like it's just a shitty week at work. And that weather's been coming through and hitting Boise and the valley. We had like 3 days of snow. Did her yesterday. Yeah, the night before last, we got like 4 inches of snow. That was like March 1st.
Do not want.
Well, it's on its way to you. It's coming across the nation.
Well,
just,
I mean...
It may be blown out by the time it gets there, but it was dropping snow here.
It's not, though, because I look at my weather app, and 57 right now. Tomorrow, 50 with a low of 39. Saturday, 48. Sunday, 57. Monday, 68. Tuesday, 58. We don't get to actual, like, potential snow until next Saturday, of course, when I had plans to try and go do something. I don't like it.
Balmy 40 degrees and it's snowing in Meridian.
I do not like it.
There it goes. Yeah. Still winter, March 2nd.
I lied to you guys. It's 57 here.
It's almost 60 degrees there, yeah.
Look, I got kite, though.
62 here.
Ooh.
2 hours and 20 degrees difference. Yeah, it's fucking cold in Idaho. Yeah, that winter weather shit's still kicking. Yeah, it's March 2nd. It's like, I'm already dreading going to work tomorrow because I know the more it snows and the later in the season, the more canceled flights and bullshit I got to deal with. Ugh.
So what I'm hearing is you guys are now hearing or getting North Carolina weather because there's like we have winter, then we have false spring, then we have second winter.
Yeah.
And then we have promise of spring, and then it goes back to third winter.
Right. I feel
like I'm expecting it to snow sometime middle of March.
It's not unheard of here either. I mean, there's a joke that in West Virginia you can experience all 4 seasons in the span of about 15 minutes sometimes.
That's the way Denver is. If you don't like the weather, wait a minute.
I mean, we all say the same thing in North Carolina.
No, it's our thing. You can't have it. Next thing you know...
Listen, all right, fine. West Virginia wants to be a second Ohio, stealing North Carolina's thunder? First in flight, bitches. Fuck off, Ohio.
Next thing you know...
Birthplace of aviation. Fuck out of here.
Next thing you know, you're going to try and steal pepperoni rolls from us, and I can't have that.
That's
all. You can have that.
Them's fighting
words.
words.
All day.
Pepperoni rolls are the best.
Pepperoni?
Just like meat log of pepperoni?
Well, there's different ways you can make them depending on the pepperoni preference you have. But
like, what are you mentioning? What is the item you're talking about?
Pepperoni
What
rolls.
is it? Yeah, what is it?
So it is what was traditionally used long time by miners because they could easily take it down into the mines with them and eat it. And it was basically a roll with pepperoni inside it that's cooked ahead of time, so they can eat it.
When you say a roll, you mean bread?
Yes, it's bread.
Okay.
It's bread dough with pepperoni inside. But where it gets more interesting in today's world, as everyone has started changing things up, is sometimes you find it with sliced pepperoni in it, which is fine. Sometimes you find it with sliced pepperoni and like pepper jack cheese inside, also really good. But where you get into the good pepperoni rolls is when you get stick pepperoni and you put pepperoni sticks inside. And if you want to go real crazy, shredded pepperoni sticks inside the pepperoni roll. Chef's kiss, man. That's delicious. And then if you put a little cheese also, even better. But pepperoni
So
rolls.
Fancy Slim Jims, got it.
Oh, no.
Fancy Slim Jim and a biscuit.
Exactly.
No, biscuit's a different kind of dough, man. This is like dinner roll type bread dough. So it's well, it's a little denser than that. But pepperoni rolls, pretty damn delicious. I highly recommend them. If you're ever in West Virginia, it's kind of like our thing here.
Yeah, you can have it.
It's
I
better
wasn't
than the
gonna
West
take it from
Virginia
you.
dog. I'm not a huge fan of West Virginia dogs, which is blasphemous to some people.
How do they do their dogs?
So it is a hot dog with diced onions,
Meth.
chili, mustard, meth, and take the meth off, and coleslaw on top.
Mm.
It actually works. The coleslaw really works pretty well. And if you have a spicy chili with the coleslaw, and it's a beanless chili, it's really
as
good.
it all should be.
It's really good. So you get that coleslaw that is cool.
That could be
and
all
it
right.
cuts the heat of the spicy chili that's on there. It's a good flavor. Some people put ketchup on them too, but I don't think the ketchup works really well on a West Virginia dog. The mustard works great though.
We got those out here now with was it that place Dave's Hot Chicken just opened in Meridian. Or you can get the slider where it's the hot chicken breast
Is
on
this
a
Nashville
bun.
hot chicken kind of thing?
Kind of, yeah. It's like a Nashville hot chicken type of sandwich, and then it's the hot chicken on a bun with I think it's like Dave's special sauce, which is like a fry sauce, and then coleslaw on top of that, and then the other bun. So yeah, it's a pretty good slider where like you bite into it and it's got that hot chicken. They got pretty flavorful. It's not the best chicken I've ever had, but they're not bad. And then yeah, that coleslaw mixed in with it. It's kind of nice.
So my wife was under the weather today. We ordered lunch since she was staying home and wasn't at work. And
mean
I
the
was
hot
able to
weather?
have a Nashville hot chicken sliders, but it was delicious because instead of bread, it was waffles. So I had
Oh,
waffles,
shit.
Nashville hot chicken, and it came from Primanti Brothers, which traditionally puts French fries on all their sandwiches. French fries and then a vinegar slaw. Delicious.
Vinegar.
Now you're doing spicy
Delicious.
chicken waffles. This is just too much now.
Yeah, Nashville hot chicken's a spicy chicken.
Yeah.
Nashville hot
I might give
chicken's
that a
good
try.
stuff.
I mean, I do like waffles though. Chicken and waffles is good. I've had it before.
Yes, this was like a waffle slider because it didn't have like regular buns. It was 2 waffles on either side. Oh man, it was
Nice.
delicious, just absolutely delicious. I love waffles, boys. I didn't
Who
get this
doesn't?
body by not loving waffles.
He loves everything in West Virginia that's made out of dough. They just don't like the meth.
I do not like the meth. I mean, not that
See-
I've had the meth. I'm just assuming I wouldn't like the meth.
I say you could counter all that biscuit and waffle talk if you just had a little bit of the meth.
Yeah, but then I'd have no teeth.
Meth mouth.
Yeah,
You
meth
get
mouth's
you
the
get a
thing.
you get a numb on the dough a little longer.
Yeah, but how do I eat the meat then?
You don't taste it.
I'm not going to answer that question.
How's he gonna taste that meat, Bachman?
Not answering.
Okay.
Awkward silence.
So
Negative.
how about
I'm a meat
transition
popsicle.
To something I'm ashamed of.
Oh, Willie is ashamed. We're gonna give him the floor here.
Yeah, a new persona, new character, a new me has emerged. His name is Oathbreaker Willie. Where you see, I made an oath to you guys, and I broke it because I tried the Pete Pepsi.
Yes, for those that are unaware, we have a group chat where we bandy about random things, memes, other stuff. And I was at the grocery store the weekend before last, and I saw Peep Pepsi in a 12-pack, which I think is actually an 8-pack because inflation, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I thought we talked about it on the last podcast.
Did we? It all blurs
I think
together.
you asked me. I was like, hell no, I'm never going to try 8 Peeps.
Yes, but
Which I
Willie
still
did
hate
say
Peeps.
he was never going to try the Peep Pepsi. I think
And,
Willie, did you try
yeah.
the Peep Pepsi?
I tried the Pete Pepsi. Someone else did buy it for me, so that might be a loophole around it. But Oathbreaker Willie's still here.
I mean, the oath was you would never try it, not that you would never pay for it.
Semantics. All right, hold on. So I did try it. Here's the thing. It was actually good because it didn't taste like Peeps. If it did taste like Peeps, it'd probably be terrible. But it pretty much just tastes like like Duncan Hines vanilla frosting, generic you get at the grocery store. Tastes just like that, but with but like not as sweet, just like a subtle, just full body vanilla flavor. Like, ooh, that's actually kind of nice. And the aftertaste is like nice.
So a stronger vanilla Pepsi, basically.
Yeah, or a different vanilla flavor, I guess. Profile.
I do like
guess that's
vanilla
what they
Pepsi. That said, I don't drink the regular sodas, and I couldn't find that in a Pepsi Max or Diet Pepsi version.
Oh, and I did specify vanilla frosting.
Ooh, I do like vanilla frosting also.
I know, we eat tubs of it every day. We get it.
We do?
Yeah, I think I still got some here in the beard.
I thought that was you just getting weathered.
No. This is actually just frosting.
Okay. Or you're just saving a snack for later.
Tongue in it. Oh, something else mixed in with that flavor.
I don't want to know.
Has everyone seen Doom Patrol yet?
I'm so far behind it doesn't matter. So
The Beard Hunter.
Oh, the beard hunter dude is disgusting. He's so gross. That's a superpower I don't want.
Is Bachman's mic messing up for anyone else?
Yeah, you're super low all of a sudden. I'm not sure why.
Am I?
Skype has been messing up.
Super low.
Check my stuff.
Fucking Skype, right?
Skype all day, every day.
Skype. Willie Skypes every day. Skype daily.
I only use Skype when we do this.
That's how Willie does willieshow.com. That's where he does his stand-up comic show.
Did you buy rights to the Willie.com?
No, I imagine that would be very expensive.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past you.
I have made a point of not buying more domains because I had too many domains.
How's that working out for you?
Actually, pretty well. I own the domain for this. I own the Unprotected Advice domain because we redirected that to all the episodes of Unprotected Advice. I think that's broken right now because Podbean changed our layout, so I need to fix that. And then I own... Oh, I had a complete brain fart there. I don't own a ton. Nerds.live I own because that redirects to the Twitch page. It's our backup live page. What else do I own? Let me go check the old Google domains here.
Oh, nerds.com.
Nerds.live. Nerds.com.
Nerds.live. Never mind. I would figure.
Let's see. I let Gonna Geek Plus run out. So if you guys want GonnaGeekPlus.com, feel free. You can have that. If you want StephenCast.com, I bought that as a gag. I let that run out 2 years ago. I own ATGNpodcast.com. I own ChrisFarrell.net because .com is taken. I own Nerds.live. I own NerdsTheRoundtable.com still because I used to run a blog there. And I own UnprotectedAdvice.com. And then I own another mystery one I won't talk about because it was an idea I had for a podcast that I'm still sort of thinking about, but I don't know that I really have the time to do it. And I don't want to let that domain name go.
Don't let nobody take it.
I did let a Star
now?
Wars one go that I had for a while. That was a couple years ago. I thought about doing a Star Wars podcast, but God, most people who podcast about Star Wars seem like they're miserable, and I didn't want to have that in my life, so I didn't do it. It was visionsoftheforce.com. I thought that was a pretty good one, too.
How am I sounding now?
That's better.
Better.
Okay. I think the volume might have got bumped on my microphone.
That can happen. So yeah, I've been pretty good about my domain names. 1, 2, 3,
Geeks.freaks.
5, 6. I only own 6 domains right now, guys. For a while there, we were closer to 20.
I think I had 4 at one point. Now I'm down to 0.
All my domains for kingdom.
I mean, Willie, you should buy yourself WillieNelson.com if it's available. Let me find out if it is for you.
I don't know. Is WillieNelson.com available?
I'm pretty sure that's not available.
Oh, you think Willie Nelson's out there running a website?
Hey, Willie. WillieDNelson.com, .net, .org, .info, and .app are all available. You could be WillieDNelson.com. Willie Nelson.
I don't know if I want to be.
Well, there's some other options for you. Let's go through what we got here. I've also got .app, .info, .dev, .store, .company, .xyz. Oh, here you go. Because you're a real American. .us.
How about .gov? Is that available?
Not to you.
No, you can't buy .govs.
.online is available. .me, .site, .studio, .club, .world. You could be Willie D. Nelson .world. Or how about this? Willie D. Nelson
baby.
.fun.
Ooh, that's right. Ooh, I'm gonna start challenging Pitbull. Look who's Mr. Worldwide now.
Worldwide Fun Willie.
You want to have a celebrity boxing match? Let's do it.
You are our guru of advice for unprotected advice, so I should point out that Willie D. Nelson .guru is available.
Woo!
The Willie Guru. All right, all right.
Willie D. Nelson .guru.
For all your guru needs.
Let me tell you, everyone, how you should live your life.
If you want to get into acting, Willie D. Nelson .actor. .uno. If you love the game of Uno.
No, I don't. I
Wait.
hate it. Everyone hates it.
No, wait. The real question is, does Evil Uno own Evil.Uno?
Uno? I don't know. How about Willie D. Nelson .bar?
Oh, there you go.
I didn't pass the bar exam. That's a lie.
Yeah, because you fell down at the bar.
I don't go to bars. I don't drink.
Well, if
Well,
Evil
not
Uno
after they
wants
kicked you out.
evil.uno as a domain name, if it was cheap, I was going to buy it and just direct it to his Twitter account and tell him I'd transfer it to him. But for $280 a year, I'm not buying evil.uno for Evil Uno.
Why is a .uno so expensive?
Because it's a premium domain name.
Who the fuck goes to anything .uno?
Well, fans of Evil Uno, perhaps.
They might. Yeah, Willie doesn't know who that is.
Am I
He's
supposed
missing
to
out.
know?
You
guys-
should
It's a
know.
wrestling thing?
Mm-hmm.
Claws
Okay, it's a
up,
wrestling
boys.
thing.
Yeah.
Claws up.
Join
Claws
the
up.
Dark Order, bitch. Join the Dark Order.
I don't know what we're doing.
Clawing up.
You
I
just
see.
join the Dark Order.
JoinDarkOrder.com.
You, me, Evil Uno, Chris, and Johnny
Can I do
Hungy.
Spirit fingers?
No.
How about jazz hands?
Mm-mm. It has to be the craw.
Look, if
It's
you
the
want,
craw.
if you want to be part of
The
the Dark
crawl.
Order, it's easy. Just go to joindarkorder.com. You can send your submission in there.
True.
Good, but yeah. Keepsy. Not bad. Recommended.
Did we entice you to buy a domain name, Willie? How
No.
about WillieDNelson.guru?
Yo.
You can be
Willie
the
D.
advice
Nelson
guru.
Peepsy.
I don't think Peepsy's
If
a
someone wants to
domain.
buy it and hire me to make content for it, sure, I'll do it.
I will give you a quarter a year for your content.
Those negotiations need some working.
All right, 30 cents a year.
I'll kick an extra 7, so 42 cents.
You know what? Being a cashier, 41 cents cash or change back was always awesome because you know what's awesome about it?
One of each.
Yeah.
One of each coin. Like, boop, 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 boop.
I was, yeah, I
There
had to
you
think
go.
back to my cashier days 10 years ago. It's been a while, but yeah, I remember. Yeah, one of each.
41 cents.
My
I would-
foray into
dime, nickel,
retail
penny.
didn't have me working at register, so I never had that experience.
Then how
I
did
just
you work
re-
retail if not ever
Because
having
I had
to
to
work
be
a
the
register?
goddamn cart pusher at Walmart. It was bullshit.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Bachman, was it a grocery store?
No, I worked at Captain Comics. And
okay.
I worked at the Idaho Youth Ranch.
Because I will, working at a grocery store as a cashier, I will never, ever forget the number for bananas.
Is that the code you had to put in the most?
4011.
Yep.
All right,
I think
all
it
right.
still is that code.
Oh, yo, it 100% is. Everywhere. Like, any sticker you see on a banana will say 4011 or 4011. Trust me.
So before we
It's
transition off,
universal through all grocery stores in America?
I'm assuming.
Hmm.
I'll never forget that number.
before we transition off this domain name game, I should point out to you, AnthonyBachman.com is available for $12 a year.
Well, that's actually not bad.
Yeah.
I'll throw in 5 cents for that.
If
Ooh,
you
5
don't
cents.
want that, there's AnthonyBachman.dev available, or .store, .tech. There's Bachman.life available,
That's definitely not me.
That could be your lifestyle blog.
Or could end soon. Who knows?
Yeah,
If I got AnthonyBachman.com, I would just direct it to my Twitter.
there you go. There is
Why would you want
AnthonyBachman.fun available.
Twitter's going down in a barn fire. What the fuck do you want to direct that for?
This
saying,
one wasn't
where else would
available
I
for
send it?
Willie, but if it's available, if you want it, AnthonyBachman.gay is evidently a domain name you can acquire.
Well, I don't know. There's a couple other Anthony Bachmans out there. They may want that one.
Let's take
before
this
me.
back to the 90s to make fun of you.
No, I wasn't going to make fun of you. It was
No.
more, it didn't show up when I was scrolling through yours, and I was like, I didn't know that was a domain you could buy.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one either. I guess there's a subset of people that wouldn't mind having that as their, their website domain.
There's also AnthonyBachman.services.
What kind of services you doing?
I don't know. I'm curious. There's Bachman.win.
When's that coming out?
I mean, that could be a decent one if you wanted to redirect a Twitch stream via that or something like that.
Yeah, that one wouldn't be bad
But
for
that's
that.
expensive, though. That's $354 a year.
Whoa, dang!
It's-
Some of
it's-
these
It's a
URLs are
premium domain.
you can premium kiss my ass.
AnthonyBachman.live. There
Or I
you
could
go.
just tell people you can find me on Twitch at this. You found me
Yeah.
already.
Well,
Why
I
would
mean-
I buy a domain?
I guess the benefit, though, is if you use your own domain, like for us using geeks.live and nerds.live, if we decide not to use Twitch for some reason, that's
Yeah.
invisible to the user. We just tell them to go to our website, and it points them to wherever we're going
Fair
after
enough.
that. Because remember, what was it? live.atgnpodcast.com many years ago used to redirect to our website itself with a tab that just
Yeah.
had the videos embedded before I then redirected that to geeks.live and then just stopped promoting live.atgn podcast because we're using geeks.live for everything.
As I think live.atgn is where I used to watch you guys.
Yeah, I
when it
think
was
is
you
too.
and Naki and Adahay.
I'm curious
it
now
is.
if that even exists
Back
still.
back in the day.
So we're going to go to live. No, it can't even be reached. Live.atgn podcast.
Yeah, at some point I wouldn't mind getting like AnthonyBachman.com and just put a link tree on it and just have it go to like my Instagram and my Twitter and my maybe my old art blog.
You could get it right now for the low yearly sum of $12.
I'm on a buying freeze until the honeymoon. I didn't even stop at the gaming store today.
I'm
when I
going
went
to
go
buy
pick up
it
comics.
and direct it to Willie's Twitter account.
Okay.
Sure. Send your hate mail to what's that website again?
JS@GonnaGeek.com.
Fair enough.
All hate mail on the Gonna Geek Network goes to JS@GonnaGeek.com. He requested.
I
to
meant
receive
what
it.
website were you doing? Never mind.
I don't know. I think Bachman.life could be pretty good too. Just you.
That won't be bad.
If you start a farm, Bachman.farm.
Mm.
There you go. Bachman.blog.
What you farming?
Yeah, I don't know what I'd be farming.
Crypto.
My best answer to that was from Tropic Thunder. I'm a lead farmer, motherfucker.
That's all I got for our little domain name bingo, unless anyone had something else they wanted to think of. I'm curious what else is out
Playing
there.
bingo? Did I miss something here? Was I
Uh,
supposed to have some little ink blots that dab
Not
on
really.
Oh yeah, I was crashing off my car. Bingo! I win.
What do you win?
I win this segment being over.
Oh, yeah, we can make that happen. That's no problem. The segment is officially over.
I win.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
Hey, welcome to the News of the Week. It's that part of the show where we run down in our minds some of the most interesting, geeky, and or nerdy news that's popped up here in the past couple weeks or so. Share it with you guys who are watching live. I'm going to start with mine because it's super short, and I mostly got it because it was odd to me that they decided to do this. Not necessarily that they decided to do this, but what they picked to comprise what they're doing here. But hey, you guys know there's a Mario movie coming out in like a month and a half, something like that. Sometime in April, I think, early April.
Mm-hmm.
It's either a month and a half, something like that. Well, prior to that, we're in March right now. As we record this, it's March 2nd. March 10th, as many people know, is Mario Day. Why is that? Because it's MAR10. Put them next to each other. It's Mario Day. It's become kind of a meme. Nintendo leans into it. Well, Nintendo, as part of this upcoming Mario Day, because they've realized, hey, we can make some money off this, will be offering a new Nintendo Switch bundle in observance of Mario Day. It will come with a Nintendo Switch and one full Mario game from the Nintendo eShop. They'll give you a code that will allow you to redeem Mario Kart 8, Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, or Super Mario Odyssey. What I thought was interesting is the bundle price, number one, $299, which is the retail price of the regular Switch. And they did not make a Switch OLED version of this, which is which confused me, because the OLED one is the fancier one, obviously. It's got the better screen, which retails for what, $350, I think? $350 is the OLED Switch. I kind of expected if they were going to make a bundle, they'd want to push the line to get a little more cash and push the better hardware out there. This is just the original Switch revision without the OLED screen for $299. That's mostly why I brought it up, is I was like, hey? Why did they pick this device? And there's nothing nothing fancy about the Switch. It's not like the things we've seen with the recent, say, Pokemon variants or whatnot, where it has custom Joy-Cons with things printed on it, or a Switch dock with anything printed on it. It is a Switch that comes with 2 red Joy-Cons and a digital redemption code for Mario.
For 1 out of 3 games.
1 out of 3 games that have been out for a while, but Nintendo first-party games don't go on sale very often, so, I mean, you're getting a $50 or $60 game for free as part of this bundle.
Slapping all 3 of those games on the box, though, and saying you got to make a choice.
It says it literally has all 3, and then it says choose one right above it.
That's so fucking stupid.
They're not obscuring the fact that you don't get all 3. They're making it pretty clear that you get 1 out of the 3.
You know, dumb people ain't going to read. They're going to see those 3 pictures and automatically assume.
That is true.
That's probably true, but it's stamped on the picture I see on Polygon.com shows 3 sides of the box. 2 out of those 3 sides show all 3 games with the text in big block letters next to it saying choose one full game download.
You're telling me you don't think anyone's going to be fooled by this?
Oh, I'm sure there's always stupid people.
They knew what they were doing with that.
But there's
why,
also
why?
More,
it's so fucking stupid.
More importantly,
just give them all 3, you dumb bastards.
I think we also overestimate the fact there's going to be bad actors out there that will play stupid in the hopes they can get something free by bitching about it too.
Well, that's
just
true.
fucking
That's
stupid,
guaranteed will happen.
Yeah. So I thought it was kind of cool they're doing the bundle, because hey, why aren't they finally leaning into the Mario Day thing? But the bundle is kind of underwhelming that it's an old Switch that you can then pick a free Mario game. That they've all been out for ages, and most people probably already have them. And it's not like you're going to buy this bundle to upgrade, like some people may have upgraded to an OLED Switch. So I don't know how much this is actually going to sell.
I would guess they're just trying to. I would guess they're just trying to do the cheaper version and put it out like right around the hype of the movie, right? So that
it is a month before the movie.
Yeah, any kid whose parent hasn't been convinced yet to get them a Switch is maybe being like getting hyped about the movie. And like, oh hey, this new Mario bundle's out. I would like this too. Mom, Dad, go buy me this at Target.
And I forgot to mention, it does come with a set of stickers from the Super Mario Brothers movie bundled inside too.
Stickers! So that changes my output altogether.
You can put those
right bundle then.
Just put them right on your Switch dock, so everyone knows that you bought the Mario bundle.
Yes, perfect.
Willie, you gonna buy yourself a Mario bundle?
How could I not with this? I can pick 1 out of 3 games as on the cover of it. Or I just get 1. Oh, so good. And red Joy-Cons? So nice. I don't need to see shit with OLED. Fuck that. Sarcasm. It's a thing.
Sarcasm. Yeah. It's heavy like molasses.
Maybe it just kind of surprised me because
stuck in my beard.
Most of the bundles that we've seen lately have been the Switch OLED bundled with a game or exclusive stuff. Like there's been the Splatoon 3 one, there was the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet one, that were all Switch OLED bundles with a Switch that had stuff printed on the back of it, custom Joy-Cons, and I think some of the docks were also with different things printed on it. This seems like a rather lackluster bundle.
It's Nintendo.
Yeah.
Tone deaf as always.
That does seem to be what they do.
In this case, I don't know about tone deaf. I think it's just they're trying to make a quick buck.
Far away from the pulse.
Thank you, Holden McNeil.
I pulled it away that way.
I'm just glad they weren't firmly up your ass.
Give me a minute.
Nope. I
got to spit first.
Oh, gross. I guess Polygon recommends if you're going to do it, get the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because there's a new DLC pack you can buy with the money you're not spending on Mario Kart 8.
Can you actually buy the Mario Kart 8 DLC, or do you have to get the subscription?
It is a booster course pass, they say, for $24.99.
Okay, so you could buy it separate. I thought it was like
I don't
you
know
had
enough
to
to
get
tell
it with
you.
you had to get the premium or something for the Nintendo Online. I forget. It was so stupid. Like, I don't care enough about your 64 games to do that.
Well, that was the weird thing, yeah, is that you only get some things with Nintendo Switch Online now. So, like, I wanted to play a Game Boy Advance game. I was like, oh, that's cool. And it was like, you don't have the right version of Nintendo Switch Online. I was like, oh, well, I'm not upgrading just to screw around with this.
Fuck off. I'm sorry. I mean, no offense to you guys if you don't like it, but fucking pirate it. I don't give a shit. It's Game Boy Advance. Ain't no one gonna be caring.
Yeah. It still
True.
boggles my mind that they paywall cloud saves on Nintendo Switch, on a mobile device that people take around from place to place. They paywall cloud saves and make some games that they won't save to the cloud because you might do something to your save game. Like the Pokemon games. No cloud save on those.
Bullshit.
And there's people that put hundreds of hours into a Pokemon game. Nope, no cloud save. So if you lose your game, you lose your console, you lose all those Pokemon you've caught. And I hope you didn't bring any Pokemon from an earlier game into this game by using one of the transfer paths that we now have, because you're fucked. You lost all that stuff. The lack of cloud saves. And I don't get it. And this is not me fanboying out, but I love the simplicity with the PlayStation and with the Xbox of I hit the button, it pulls my most recent save down from the cloud, and I just play.
Well, and especially when the Switch has such limited hardware. Like, you can't get that little sucker with a 4 terabyte hard drive on it.
Nope.
Like, I mean, it's very limited in what they allow you to store on it.
But your save game sizes are so inconsequential size on there that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I mean, still, like, they should back all of them up in the cloud.
They will,
like,
if you pay $20 and only play certain games.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. It should be automatic and part of the service of it being a mobile device.
That's the nice thing.
Nintendo doesn't care about you. Get that through your thick skull.
That's why my last Nintendo was Super Nintendo, I think is the last one I actually bought.
We got a commenter in the chat room. Amen. Cloud saves all day. You're not wrong, my friend. Cloud saves all day. I love that option, and I've never had to worry about, oh my god, my console broke, or I bought a new console. How do I get my save games pulled over?
If Nintendo cared about you, they would be doing something about the stick drift problem with the Joy-Cons. But guess what? They don't want to fuck you, so you just buy more, because fuck you.
Well, Willie, that is what they're doing. They're just letting you go buy more Joy-Cons.
Exactly. That's the way they're fixing it. Just go buy more. Give us more money, you dumb bastards.
And you go buy more Joy-Cons that'll work good for 2 months and then get stick drift again.
And they don't want to fix it.
That'd be expensive.
What? You mean this 5-cent part for every Joy-Con?
Well, they were offering extended free repairs on Joy-Cons. I'm not sure if that's still going on or not.
Or how about, just build them so they don't fucking do it?
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, I'll be honest, though. I don't play my Switch in handheld mode with the stock Joy-Cons that much anymore. I got some larger third-party ones that are better for people that have big hands. Because the regular-sized Joy-Cons, my hands would get cramped sometimes, and the buttons were smaller. You're giving me a weird look there, Willie.
There are tiny buttons on them Joy-Cons.
I don't trust third party, though.
Well, these are the Nintendo approved one. It's one of the Hori pads or whatever. Hori.
Hor pads? What?
So they're Nintendo approved.
Yes. Nintendo approved and officially licensed. I paid like $30 for it, and it made it a lot easier for playing some games in handheld.
And how's the stick drift on those?
I haven't had any yet.
What?
That's the key word is yet.
Nintendo endorsing things that don't break?
Well, yet. I've only had them for 2 weeks, so...
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I should clarify.
Of course.
But I haven't had on any of my Joy-Cons any stick drift issues yet. That's not to say it won't happen. And I haven't run into any stick drift issues on my Xbox or PlayStation either.
Oh, I've had many a stick drift issue on the PS4 controllers.
Have you?
So far, nothing here yet.
I love the PS5 controller look. I especially
yeah.
like the blue and
Yeah.
red controllers they put out as variants.
Those trigger added. Oh, that's so nice.
Willie,
I love it when it stiffs
Willie,
you.
I'll be there one day. I just need them to make a PlayStation 5 Spider-Man bundle that has a cool looking console, and I'm
coming.
probably in.
It's coming out this year.
Nobody
Amazing
knows if
Spider-Man
they're
two.
actually going to do it. I just assume they will.
You know it's going to be a black PlayStation 5 with a white Spider logo because
That'd be
it's
sick.
Miles and Parker versus Venom.
That'd be
So
sick.
yeah, they're
I'm
going to
in.
do a Venom
I don't
edition
know if
Amazing
they're gonna do that,
Spider-Man
but they're gonna do
PS5.
something.
I want it.
Oh, the last one was red with a white spider on it. I'm betting they're going to do a black one with a white spider on this one.
Look, I overpaid the tax man, so the tax man's giving me money back, and some of that money's getting set aside just to buy a PS5 bundle when it gets announced.
Fuck the tax man
Nice.
too. You know how much I owe you. Yet you want me to figure it out?
That's
Fuck
not-
yourself.
That's the tax software lobbyists that are screwing you right there. They pay millions upon millions of dollars to be like, people need to use software to submit this stuff instead of the government being like, hey, we get all this paperwork anyways. Here's your tax bill at the end of each year. It shouldn't be that
that's
hard.
all they need to do. Why does the government not do that? I don't understand it. That makes zero sense to
Willie,
me.
you want to know why? Two reasons.
Yeah.
The lobbyists. And the second reason, because if you fuck up, they can audit you and get more money out of you.
Well, I mean, like before software was a thing, like we've been a country for over
So-
200 years. Why have they been
refer
not
back
been
to
doing
point
that?
2, because if you fuck up, then they can audit you and find other ways to get money out of you.
Eat the rich. If I was Superman tomorrow, I'd kill so many people.
I mean, the whole tax thing is just it's a fucking mistake the way they handle taxes and stuff here. I don't get it. It shouldn't be that hard. You look at other countries that aren't the United States, especially in Europe, it's more of here's your tax bill or hey, here's what you owe. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I got money.
Don't you love it in high school when you have that tax class that teaches you how to look at how to do it?
you
Because
mean
it
right
is
after
a
the-
public school run by the government to tell you how to live in the government, right? No.
right after
Oh,
the
fuck.
fix your spare tire and balance your checkbook class.
Look, we got YouTube for that now, guys. If I need to know how to do something, I go to YouTube and type in how
that's
do
true.
I replace a garbage disposal or something like that. That's how I learned how to take care of replacing the garbage disposal when mine blew up in my sink. It was easy.
enough.
I spent 10 minutes watching a video and went, oh, I know how to do this. Then when I got confused by something, I rewound the video and went, oh, I missed something. Cool. We don't need to learn how to do stuff as long as people are out there creating content on how to do stuff.
True. YouTube helped me fix my sink in the kitchen.
Mhm.
Put on brand new handles after I replaced the little spigot thing.
And YouTube helped
No more
Willie,
leak.
YouTube helped Willie learn how to give unprotected advice. Go to unprotectedadvice.com for more of that.
No, it didn't help me learn how to give. No, I just knew that.
Shut up, Willie. I was trying to get a plug in.
No, but what it did help me realize is that if I wanted to change the disk drive out of my PS4 Pro, that I would pretty much have to deassemble the entire thing, as in pulling out the motherboard and everything.
That's a nightmare.
Yikes.
Yep. I was like, oh, fuck all that. I'm done.
Yeah. What'd you do?
Realize-
Watch
tell
one
me
of
to give
Spawn
up.
Waves teardown videos?
No, I was looking up disk drive, like how to get to it in PS4. I forget what I was looking at. I was like, oh, you got to do all that just to get to the disk drive.
Damn.
Willie's like, I'm just getting a PS5. And then 3 months later, Willie got a PS5.
And a year later,
15 months later, Willie got a PS5.
One eternity later.
you know,
And it-
because of scalpers.
In that time, he was unable to watch any Blu-ray movies.
And
Fucking
speaking of which,
scalpers.
I just saw a video of a scalper being so fucking pissed. It wasn't a video game. It was a shoe scalper. He had so many, I think it was like Jordans or something. I don't know what they were. I'm not a shoe person. But he had a whole wall of them and being pissed off that he could only get like 100 something for each one instead of the big bucks. And he's like, fuck all y'all. Yeah, go fuck off, you fucking scalper piece of shit.
I love it when scalpers lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're so angry.
Yeah, fuck them, they're shitheads. Hope there's...
It's all
Ah.
about supply and demand. Yeah, it is. You're skewing it, you piece of shit.
Yeah, you're fucking up you're stealing the supply and trying to create a demand that's not there.
You get the big players still get their money. The people who want the shit, they're the ones getting screwed.
And it's everywhere. Like, I figure hunt and stuff like that, and I've seen people just buy entire racks worth of stuff like, oh, you're going to sell that shit online. Cool. Like if I go to the store and see, say, like 3 Willie D. Nelson figures and I need one, I'm only going to buy one, maybe 2 if I knew a friend needed one, so I could give it to them.
And the companies, they don't care. They get their money.
Yeah,
Why would they care?
That's why
the
all
figures
these
got sold. That's
why all these
shit.
toy companies like to start doing all these chase variants, because it pumps up the secondary market a crap load. Like, for instance, like I hunt wrestling figures sometimes, and all the AEW figures have, well, not all, but for each wave, there's a chase figure that's either like 1 in 3,000 or 1 in 5,000 and stuff like that. And because they made them hard to find, because they're a chase, it drives up those secondary market prices to ridiculous amounts.
Hey, speaking of secondary market, Chris, do you mind if I tease Bachman here for a second?
Go for it, Willie.
I was in Walgreens yesterday, and they had a bunch of exclusive X-Men character Funko Pops. Have fun with that.
Yeah, I haven't bought a Funko Pop in a while.
What, did you run out of villains to buy?
No,
there's still some villains out there. No, basically I run out of wall space.
I understand that pain. I understand
then
that.
make them out of the wall.
I've almost made the walls into them.
Hang them from the ceiling.
Be like Chris Jericho.
That's
break
next.
the wall down.
He doesn't use that anymore.
I know, but it's what I remember.
Because that's WWE owns that.
I know, it's what I remember, though.
But you could learn about being Judas. That's
why
true.
he's a cunt of a person. Why do I care?
Well, that's his current theme.
Because he's got a really good song.
Yeah, about the Judas.
He's
his
still
mind.
like cunt of a person. I don't care about Chris Jericho. He's the worst Canadian I've ever known.
I don't know about
That
that.
definitely can't be true.
I meant he himself, not his character. He himself is a cunt.
Chris Benoit killed his family.
Oh yeah, he was Canadian.
Wasn't the mayor of the Toronto like a whoring coke addict?
Oh yeah,
Thomas
Rob,
Ford?
whatever his name was.
Or Rob Ford? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I was gonna
think
say
there's a long list of Canadians
Chris
that are
Jericho-
way worse people than Chris
There's
Jericho.
a lot of shitty Canadians. I just picked one because I don't like him, and I was very hyperbole with him. But
You know what?
fine,
You know what,
let's
Willie?
just fucking go on with
You're
it.
You're
being
on the list.
hyperbolic.
I said what I said.
You're on the list.
Willie, you just made the list, and since you're on the list,
What list is that?
why don't you share what your news of the week is with us?
My news of the week is, let me calm down for it. Hey, everyone. So my news of the week, I'm sure you know by now that I am a big fan of Dead by Daylight, even though probably Bachman talks
And
more
Chris
about
Jericho.
it. What?
And Chris Jericho.
You're a
Fuck
big
Chris
fan of
Jericho. He's
DVD
out of my
and Chris
brain
Jericho.
already. So I like Dead by Daylight a lot. I'm the one who got Bachman into it. So yeah. Good news.
You're right. It is your fault.
How do you pronounce the studio?
Behavior.
Bloom or Blum?
Oh, Blumhouse.
Blumhouse have said that they're going to be tied. They're going to go in with hold on a second. I had all this down. I've just been dumb with Atomic Monster, and they're coming together with Behavior Interactive to make a Dead by Daylight. Now, what that means, I'm not sure what it's going to be because they can't use every character in the game because you can't use Michael Myers, you can't use the pig.
You broke
AKA
up there.
Amanda.
All we heard
Yeah,
was
you just-
they're going to
last
make a
name
Dead
is-
by Daylight and then Dead Air. What are they
Yeah.
making?
Well, there's so many custom characters like the Dredge. Ooh, I would like to see the Dredge in there.
Willie, you never said the word movie.
Oh, I thought I said movie. I thought I
You
said
did
they're making a
say
movie.
movie.
You
I
cut
thought I
out, you
said
said they're
movie.
making a Dead by Daylight.
I thought I said movie. I might have cut out. I don't know.
didn't
Let's
say
say I'm
movie.
weird and crazy. Where's Chris at?
You didn't say movie. Man.
I thought I said movie. All right. You guys got me. You guys got my head turned around with the whole frisking Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit.
You know what's really gonna
Chris
turn your head
Ford,
around?
Whoever the fuck that is, Chris Farrell down here.
You know what's really going to fuck your head up? Taking a Judas effect to the face.
I don't know what that is.
Or trying to figure out how to pronounce Jason Blum's name. Blumhouse. B-L-U-M. Blum.
You said it two different ways. You said it's a Bloom and Blum.
I know. I
did.
just said that two different ways to fuck with you.
I don't know which way. I'm just gonna say Blumhouse.
Yeah, it's Blumhouse.
You know, Judy Blum. You know,
Exactly.
writer of the book Fudge. I'm sorry,
Fooge. It's
Fooge.
Fooge.
Food.
You gotta take them ease off.
Fooge.
I'm so knee deep in food here.
I
I don't even know what that means, but I find it hilarious.
Me either, but it sounded right.
know it's
Or
bad.
wrong, whichever.
I just know it's bad.
Well, I mean,
Bad
that's
bait.
possible.
But yes, Dead by Daylight movie. I should, yeah. I'm sorry if I didn't say it. So we're gonna get, yeah. So I'm assuming we're gonna get Trapper, aka a knockoff Jason Voorhees, but I'm okay with it. I'm sure you're gonna get Billy, old Billy boy. You're gonna get Wraith. I'm sure you're gonna get the Dredge. I want to see that movie.
Billy, who's knockoff
Pop out.
Leatherface.
Yeah, the not Leatherface.
Yeah. And
But
then,
I mean,
yeah.
I get it. Whatever.
Wraith and Nurse are probably their first two that were actual like original characters.
The clown is just John Wayne Gacy.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, wait a sec. Hey, Mr. Bloomhouse. I would like to put in my 2 cents to be audition for the clown. And before you say anything, prepare to shut the fuck up because. And I can suck a pinky like anyone's business.
It's so bad.
Just
it's so
slice
bad.
it off. Nubbins.
He is a pinky loving fool.
And how's that laugh? Is that laugh the clown?
That's pretty close. You
Yeah,
just
the
got to
clown
get you a
laugh, I got
fat suit and some bad makeup.
I can get fat for the role.
Oh, that boy's got a hell of a belly on him in that
I'm already
game.
6'4".
That's true. The clown is huge. But I don't know.
So-
At this point, I'm putting this right along the lines with the Dead by Daylight Funko Pops. This is just another thing they've announced that might happen or might get canceled.
Okay, yeah, they did get canceled. The Funko Pops, I did hear about that. Something fell through. I don't know what it was. I just saw a little update about it on the subreddit to Dead by Daylight. I was like, wondering what that was. But I'm happy for a movie. And you are look at the studio, Blumhouse. How can you be angry at that?
You're happy there might be a movie.
Shut the fuck up, Chris. Don't take away my sunshine.
Look, I'm not trying to take away your sunshine, but the way any of this stuff works anymore, if I hear about, we're going to make a movie about this video game property, I'm automatically going, there's a 50-50 chance this doesn't actually happen. And then,
to be fair, next step is to find a director and a writer.
Yeah, and then it's probably going to be Uwe Boll, and I'm going to laugh because it'll be terrible.
Blumhouse would never work with that piece of shit.
I'm just screwing.
And the only reason he gets to make movies is because of German tax loophole.
Look, I was mostly joking when I said that, but the fact remains, video game movies, more often than not, don't turn out good. So I'm looking at it going, 50% chance that actually gets made. And then I was like, even if it gets made, then we're talking like a 30% chance it's actually good if it's a video game property. There are exceptions to the rule.
Last of Us
is a TV show, mind you, but yes.
I know, but it's still, it fixes the problem, what they do.
Yes, because of a rather decent adherence to the spirit of the source material is my understanding.
I'll give you that.
It's not like I haven't played the game, so I don't know, but I've heard you guys talk about it and others, where it's not necessarily a one-for-one replication of what was in the game, but they've replicated, for lack of a better term, the spirit of what was done in the game, and while they may have done things differently, it made sense still.
Actually, most of it is pretty damn near close to the game. The whole
Nick
Bill
Offerman
episode was completely changed around, which was a little weird, but I mean, still good, whatever. But then there's only like a handful of other things that are changed, but for the most part, it is almost 1-1.
We'll see. There you go.
So, yeah. So here's the key. Here's the key to making a good video game, or just taking any IP.
You forgot the word movie again.
Well, I was changing to say any IP to make a movie out of. Fucking, you bought the rights to the source material. Use it, you dumb fucks.
Or just
isn't that hard?
Just hire Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
Use the name.
It is that hard. That's why you saw so many bad Stephen King adaptations back in the day, because you buy something because the IP is worth owning, and then you get a writer and director involved that want to put their influence in it. They want to put their spin on it. It's like, yeah, you bought a Stephen King script because that's the story you should tell. And when you're a genius like Frank Darabont, you just take the book and you reformat it into a script, and you don't change anything, and you just fucking film it. And you get Shawshank Redemption and The Mist, two of the greatest Stephen King adaptations ever.
The Mist was like a short story that he definitely put more involved into, I would say.
They added
but
to
yeah,
it.
you're right.
Also,
Season
The
1
Mist,
of The Walking Dead.
Frank Darabont.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they had some of the similar actors from The Mist, too.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he likes people that he works with. But yeah, well, The Mist also was a novel. It's like the first 120 pages of
Wasn't it like a
Skeleton Crew.
novella?
Yeah, so it's part of a short story collection, but it's the longest one in that short story collection. It's the big story in that book.
Well, I'm just saying he did elaborate more than what the story
they added
did.
more to it. Yes, but yeah, he started with the source material, and then make it more, live action, putting stuff on screen that works in a movie that doesn't work as well in a book because you're not in people's heads. But yeah, embellish. Don't fucking oh no, we're going to change this great thing that was in the book or in the game or in the comic, and we're going to change it to this because I want to. Nobody gives a fuck what you want.
Because I know
The
better than
audience-
the people that created it.
Exactly.
Obviously, duh.
Yes, I mean, why would we ever want a movie about supervillains killing supervillains? The whole comic book movie shit's gonna pop. So let's just make a movie about assassins that can bend bullets, and we'll call that Wanted.
Still a sad day.
It took one of the coolest comic book ideas ever and fucking massacred it.
I mean, they didn't make a bad thing. It just wasn't what it could have been.
No, they made a movie that they should have just called Assassins that didn't have shit to do with the
cool
book
movie.
Wanted.
Cool, badass movie.
Yeah,
Just
cool
not
badass
Wanted.
movie. Ain't got a fucking thing to do with a supervillain kid who found out his dad had superpowers where he could kill people.
Well, his dad didn't have superpowers, right?
Yeah, he did. His dad was the killer.
Yeah, but all he did was use guns and shoot people. It's not a superpower. Anyone can do that. The Punisher does that.
His superpower is the ability to figure out how to kill anyone. That is his superpower. Yeah. Yeah, in the Wanted comic, that's him and his dad's power.
It's been
Wesley
ages
Gibbons-
since I've read it, though.
Yeah. Wesley Gibbons' superpower is the same as his dad's. He can kill anyone. That's why when the poop monster attacks him, Wesley goes after him in a bathroom with 2 jugs of bleach. Because that's someone you can't take out with bullets, but he figured out how to fucking kill him. Yeah, their superpower, him and his dad, is to figure out how to kill you. Usually, yeah, all he needs is a gun. Gun, knife, good with a weapon. Yeah, his actual superpower is to kill you.
And I hope we find out who kills who in the Dead by Daylight movie when it releases.
Ooh, I see what you did there. A nice transition, Willie. We greatly appreciate it. As we'll transition to our next story. Mr. Anthony Bachman, what do you got for us?
What I got is the man that everybody loved in The Walking Dead as the world's greatest pizza delivery man. The man that put the whole world on edge when they thought he died under a dumpster. And then he went off and became the son of the world's greatest superhero, who maybe isn't that great of a superhero. Did a whole bunch of independent films, and then now he's been cast in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Rumors have been coming out for about a week now, and it looks like the confirmations are coming through that Steven Yeun, Glenn from The Walking Dead, Mark Grayson from Invincible, is going to join the MCU as the Sentry, or as the CBR article put it, Marvel's unstable Superman, which is basically what the Sentry is. Yeah, he's a Superman level powerhouse who has some mental stability issues if you've read the comics, and also some of the best kills ever for a hero. This is the man that flew Carnage into space and then just ripped him in half and just left him. Like, the Sentry is not to be trifled with. Cassidy?
Yeah, Carnage, right?
Yeah.
Cassidy.
Yeah, he did.
Cassidy.
Yeah.
Ripped him in half too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he was inside. I mean, he was Carnage. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. He took Carnage up into space.
I thought the symbiote abandoned him because it was afraid of the Sentry or whatever, and then he flew it up into space and ripped it in half while Cletus was no longer bonded.
When did this happen in the comics?
Years ago.
Oh, it was a while. Yeah, I'd have to go back and read it.
22,
Either way, he flew
90s.
someone into space and tore him in half just to not have to deal with them. So, like, this is a guy who doesn't fuck around. And on a power level, like, the only thing that keeps him in check is his sometimes alter identity, the Void, which is basically the opposite of the Sentry. And depending on who's writing the book, is an alternate version of the same guy, or it's the mirror image villain that appears when the Sentry appears. So it's a very strange character. But supposedly, if all the rumors are true, and it seems like there's been a little bit of confirmation now, we're going to be getting Steven Yeun as the Sentry in the Thunderbolts movie for Marvel's Phase 5. And so we're going to have someone that can, like, Stephen Young's probably gonna have a blast with this because this is a character that's got a lot to work with. Because what's his name? Robert Reynolds, I think, is the Sentry's real.
Yep, and
his
he gets called
character's name?
Bob by everyone.
alliteration.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, it's alliteration. Well, because for those that don't know, the Sentry was actually an April Fool's Day prank.
A good one too.
That's what he started as. Wizard Magazine did a prank where they had
in conjunction with Marvel.
Yeah, with Marvel, and I can't remember if Stan signed off on it and did the original write-up. If I remember correctly, I think they got like Steve Ditko to do the original drawing, or maybe John Romita Sr. did an old drawing, and then they aged it and made it look like it was something that they'd worked with Stan Lee back in like the 50s, like pre-Spider-Man, and had been tossed in the bottom of Stan Lee's desk drawer and was forgotten about. And Wizard Magazine ran this article about the forgotten Superman created by, Marvel Legends, 50 years ago. And then that's how Sentry was introduced to the world. And then Marvel's like, that's actually kind of a cool character. Let's run with that. And they went nuts and did a bunch of really cool stuff with it. Because, the whole thing started as a Wizard Magazine joke. And now, it's a card that we can play in Marvel Snap. And, it literally started as a joke article in a magazine that doesn't exist anymore. It's a weird history that the Sentry's got.
That just runs conventions now.
Yeah, well.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it'd be funnier if Henry Cavill was Sentry, because that'd just be funny.
You're not
if he went from Superman to Sentry,
just for the comedy, like
good.
Oh, I'm not Superman anymore. Well, how about this? I'm Superman now.
Yeah, how about I'm this Superman? No, he's gonna be something that ends with the word Astartes pretty soon. So. But yeah, we're getting Stephen Young and Thunderbolts. I'm happy to see it. It's awesome to see this kid's doing so good. He's done so well on so many shows. Is so talented. Some of the independent movies he's done are just so entertaining. I love Glenn. Glenn was awesome. I'm happy to see him working. I hope Stephen Young keeps working, for the next 30, 40 years and just keeps kicking ass. And I'm excited to see what he does as a Sentry, which I'm guessing probably isn't going to have the long blonde hair, because that might be a weird look. Being that Stephen Young, I think he's Korean. I'm not positive of his heritage, but he is an Asian man. He might rock a blonde wig. They might make it work. Who knows? But yeah, I'm also
grow his hair out and dye it. Who knows?
You never know. I'm very interested to see what they do with the suit, because the Sentry has a very comic booky suit. Yes. So it's going to be interesting seeing how they do something. Thunderbolts. Or if he's standing next to, Red Guard or Crimson Guardian, Red Guardian. Harbor.
Wasn't it him that also they needed him to fight Worldbreaker Hulk in a draw or something, where they both took each other out?
Hulk.
Yeah, in World War Hulk. Yeah, Sentry was their ace in the hole that they were going to use if nobody else could get the Hulk to stop.
And they did something in Civil War too that I'm not remembering either, didn't he?
I don't remember.
Didn't he take out the Hulk, the Thor clone or something?
No, Hulk wasn't. Hulk was on Planet Hulk.
Sentry.
Oh, Sentry. I don't know. I've never read the actual comics for it, so I don't know. I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, which was a facsimile of it.
Trying to remember, I think Sentry might have been the one that killed Goliath.
No, that was Clone Thor.
Oh no, that was Clone Thor. Yeah. Who was it? Yeah, because Sentry did something in there. What the hell was his big thing?
I'm pulling it up on the Google machine right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, because he was involved in Civil War, but I can't remember.
He was hanging out with the Inhumans to begin with it, and then Tony brought him in. He did come in at the tail end of Civil War, joined the Mighty Avengers to be a hero, stood by pro-registration forces, and then was manipulated by Norman Osborn, I guess, in the Fallout. I thought he did something in there. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Because didn't he destroy Asgard for Norman in Siege?
Yeah, when they were the Dark Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was, just post-Civil War. Because, basically Norman had gotten a whole, he was controlling Robert through his wife. Because, the Bob Reynolds character is very susceptible to basically being fucked with, which is kind of sad, which is made for great storytelling that they did with him with Paul Jenkins and stuff. But it's a character I'll bet Stephen Young's loving just reading the backstory on him, knowing that there's a lot he can do with this guy, and any direction he takes him will work.
Why
Like
would
it's
anyone
gonna be cool.
attack Asgard? That makes no sense.
Well, this is when
Even-
Asgard. Okay, so we're going deep into comic lore. Asgard had been destroyed. Then they had rebuilt part of Asgard in Oklahoma, and it was floating over the country.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
okay.
a city floating over American
Bronson or something like that,
airspace.
something like
I
that.
mean,
Yeah,
like
over- yeah.
that because the Thunderbolts were under the American government, right?
Yes, but Norman
Yeah,
Osborn
so-
was leading them post Civil War and kind
Yeah.
of consolidated.
What I'm getting
power.
to is dipshits get Asgardian tools and they become the wrecking crew, and these dipshits aren't like nothing to scoff at. So what makes you think that can happen with these little dipshits? What are you gonna do against a whole nation of them?
Unleash the Sentry.
Exactly. Send the Sentry
That's
after.
fair, but you see what I'm talking about. You get what I mean.
I do. I understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
I hate
Get what you
so
get
much.
and you don't throw a fit. Stephen Young is going to kick ass.
No, that is cool news, though. That's exciting. I like him a lot. Ever since the Walking Dead days. Hell, he was even in the very first episode of Big Bang Theory, for those of you folks that want to go tie him into something else.
Is he?
He was Sheldon's very first roommate that's running away when Leonard's moving in, when they tell a flashback or whatever.
Was that?
Oh, wow. Is he?
Yeah.
He's
that was
the
Stephen Young.
OG roommate?
He's the OG
Nice.
roommate.
That's
in the very first
fantastic.
episode of Big Bang Theory.
Oh, that's a good flashback. It's like Pedro Pascal was sharing the images where, yeah, he was in one episode of Buffy way back in the day.
Season 4, or like episode 1 or 2. And I guess
Who was?
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian, and he looks like he's 14 years old. Like, it's so
And he was
funny
supposed to
how
be a college
young
freshman
he
in
looks.
that.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in college. He looks like Buffy should be babysitting him. He looks so young.
The funny thing is, like Pedro Pascal, I was reading an interview with him. He goes, yeah, and he goes, I never really had a chance to watch Buffy. He goes, I was in it, and a lot of people were excited. He goes, but it never really clicked with me because I never got a chance to watch it. He goes, then we had the pandemic and all that. He goes, and it was streaming. And he goes, and then I started watching. He's like, I loved it. He goes, I was like, I finally get why this resonates with so many people. But I mean, Pedro Pascal just has to be a fun one to do anything with. If you ever have a chance, go watch the reading of that episode of Community where Pedro Pascal is reprising the role of oh my god, why am I having a brain fart? The lawyer for it's the episode where Pierce dies and they do the lawyer readings or whatever, and it's all the line is like, and here's your sperm, as he's giving out frozen vials of Pierce's sperm, and Pedro Pascal just starts cracking up as he's playing that role on the table where he's like, and here's your, he just starts cracking up. He's like, sperm.
Oh yeah, because that's right. He did the lawyer.
He's the lawyer.
Oh man, yeah, that dude. He's I don't know. I would say go
He's
watch
America's
The Unbearable
daddy.
Weight. Yeah, go watch The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Because
I haven't.
Nick Cage, well, Nick Cage is just the Nick Cage that you expect in that movie, but Pedro Pascal is so amazing in that film.
Refer to him
Like-
in his new name now as America's dad.
He's the galaxy's dad.
That's true.
If you want someone to be babysat, you call Pedro Pascal. He's the galaxy's best babysitter.
It's true.
He raises, the answer to zombie apocalypses and Jedi Mandalorians.
Are
Jedi-ish
you guys caught
Mandalorians.
up? The Last of Us?
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
You guys caught up on The Last of Us?
I am
TV
not.
show?
I am.
My
Yeah.
wife was out of town for work stuff, so I haven't had a chance to watch Last of Us yet, so I am not.
At all?
I have not watched the most recent episode that just aired.
Oh, okay. What I have to say later on is, it's not going to spoil that.
As long as you don't spoil the most recent one, I'm good to go. But yeah,
No, it's the one before it.
I like geeking out about TV dads. It's fun.
I'm sure you do.
Thank you.
There's some good ones out there.
I do enjoy the insurance commercials that are all like TV dads. It's like Reginald Bell Johnson giving dad advice. They make me laugh. I don't know why. I've been watching a lot of stuff on Pluto TV, and that ad's always on Pluto TV, it seems like.
Does he mention something about hating little neighbor annoying bastards?
No, but he does wear one of the typical sweaters he used to wear back in the Family Matters days.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and they changed the lighting to look like a Family Matters era sitcom and stuff when he's on screen. It's pretty delightful.
And you know what? Even though they have the different names, that's still the same character from Die Hard. They're
You're not
both
wrong.
cops.
You're not wrong.
It's a universe.
It's true. That being said, we do need to start wrapping things up. And how do we do that? We have one final segment to end our show. It's a segment called What I'm Into. It's when we share with you guys watching live or listening at a later date the geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into. Because, hey, you may want to go check them out yourselves. And I'll kick things off. I mentioned, kind of teased it there at the end that I've been watching some stuff on Pluto TV. They have a Stargate channel, and that's great background noise for when I'm working on other projects in the house and stuff like that. So it literally just runs all the old episodes of Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, Stargate Universe, the Stargate movies.
Even the first season with like some heavy nudity.
The nudity was edited out for when it was re-released on Sci-Fi Channel when they got
Bullshit.
rights to it. So the nudity has been removed. But yes, I am watching those on there. And why on Pluto TV when Amazon Prime has the rights? Because the versions on Amazon Prime are the old 4x3 non-HD versions. And what's on Pluto for some reason is the HD versions. I have no idea why. It's very strange. There's a lot of people thinking it's because Amazon or MGM, before Amazon bought them, was about to launch an MGM streaming service. And now that Amazon owns it, they're thinking that's still happening. And they want to paywall Stargate because it's a decade plus worth of television behind that paywall. So
Bezos, you have so much fucking money and you're still being stingy. All right,
well,
sure.
That's a theory. No one actually knows what the plan is. That's just the guess. So,
well, here's what I do know. Amazon ain't got it. Pluto TV got it. That's what I do know.
And if you haven't had a chance, Pluto TV, it's on pretty much all the streaming devices out there. It's ad-supported TV, and they run all sorts of different things. Movies, television shows, a bunch of old school shows, newer shows, things like that. If you want trash reality TV, there's trash reality TV. If you want old sci-fi channel shows, that's on there. Like there was a bunch of old Eureka episodes on there. And I think they even do on-demand stuff on Pluto TV now as well.
If you want some trashy reality TV, there's definitely a new show on TLC that is horrendous.
I thought you were going to talk about the new one coming on Fox, Farmer Wants a Wife.
No, it's
how creative is that title?
No, MILF Manor.
Oh yes, I've heard about this.
Oh, that's
awful.
where they have a bunch of MILFs, and then the possible dating in there is everyone else's son.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so weird. And then they have to stay in the same room as their mom.
And Willie.
Oh, so when there's a sock on the door, you're like, God damn it.
And Willie,
this is fake. None of them are actually probably related.
This is on the Learning Channel,
where none of it's probably real. None of them are probably mother and sons. It's just hired actors to be. Because I hope so. It has to be. Just how creepy that was.
I can remember
seen a synopsis of the first episode.
In my younger days, watching stuff on the Learning Channel that was not reality garbage. Watching Discovery Channel for actual cool documentary kind of things, or MythBusters and stuff like that. Like you turn those channels on, and you're like, "The shit is this? It's all different reality shows."
Yeah, back when they used to be, the Learning Channel used to actually teach people stuff. And not just say, look at this car wreck of a humanity.
To be fair, though, we do have YouTube if you want to learn how to do those things that was on TLC back in the day, I guess.
That's true.
Other stuff I've been getting into, I guess still in the Warner Discovery wheelhouse, been caught up on all my professional wrestling. Probably go buy the pay-per-view this weekend for AEW Revolution.
Boo.
Why are you booing that?
I don't know. I felt right.
If you're a pro wrestling fan also, Ring of Honor restarts tonight as well. It is the return of Ring of Honor, only streaming if you're a member of the Honor Club, which is their $10 a month streaming service.
And how often do they release something?
There'll be new episodes once a week, plus the entire back catalog of Ring of Honor.
Sure.
For those,
and they do what, like AEW level, like quarterly pay-per-views, right?
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing right now. There is a Ring of Honor pay-per-view coming up the end of the month, I think. I don't know. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to. I don't have enough time to watch the stuff I want to watch. I'm not sure if I have the time to spend $10 a month to get behind on Ring of Honor stuff. Now, they already taped all the stuff, so if you want to know what's going to happen in the matches, much like back in the day, you can go look up the results. They do have a pretty solid card of matches coming up. There's some cool stuff. So if professional wrestling's your jam, the new Ring of Honor returns tonight. You can go check that out. In the video game front, I've been playing a bunch of the remastered edition of Tales of Symphonia. It's a terrible port. Terrible. It runs like ass on the Switch. And in fact, Bandai has apologized and said they're going to put an update out, but no one knows when it's going to happen. But this is a game that came out in 2002, I think, on the GameCube. It's the only place it runs in 60 frames per second is on the GameCube, by the way. None of the other re-releases have hit 60 frames per second because they lost the source code.
20-year-old game can't run well on the Switch. Maybe we should buy that new bundle.
To be fair, it doesn't. hold on. It doesn't run well on any of the systems. The Switch is the worst because it is a poorly done remaster. Like there are moments where you're in a sandstorm and it drops frames all over the place, stuff like that. But
it's
by far,
like they shouldn't release it until they actually had a working game.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I love the game though. I've had a lot of fun replaying it. They need to fix some stuff there where there's just long load times that is unnecessary that didn't exist on, the GameCube when I played it on that back in the day, or the PC version that I have on my PC. It didn't have those issues.
Is this a port or is this a remake?
They say it's a remaster.
Which just means a port.
It's a port, effectively.
With like, just they just make things crisper, like
Correct.
the resolution. Well, yeah. I get that, but you didn't do shit. Oh my god, why? Why you had problems to it?
They have put out a statement that they'll be making updates to fix things. By far the most tedious and painful thing in there is on the GameCube, whenever you'd be in the world map and you got into a fight, you just go straight into the fight. Now you get a spinning loader when you go into the fight. When the fight's over and you go back to the world map, you get a spinning loader. And it's only like 3 to 5 seconds, but it is tedious and annoying, and it adds up, especially because, hey, it's a JRPG. What do you do in the world map? You fucking grind so you can get a bunch of gold and level up. When you're just out there leveling up for like a couple hours, you're just like, okay, I'm back here again. I'm waiting for things to load.
Bunch of load screens.
This is not looking good for my remake. I've been looking forward to the port or whatever it's going to be. The Dokapon Kingdom.
Is it Bandai doing it?
I doubt it. I don't know.
Then
I
you're
think
probably okay. It's Bandai.
I forget the name of the company off the top of my head.
That being said, Tales of Symphonia is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. I've played it multiple times on the GameCube. I still have my GameCube in the garage, and in hindsight, should have probably just rehooked up my GameCube again and played it on that. I have bought it on PC, and I don't PC game very much anymore, but I still have it there to go to. And I was like, you know what? The Switch is the perfect device for me on this because I can take it wherever. If we're watching something in the evening, I can just put the Switch, hold it, grind through a bunch of stuff while I'm half paying attention to television. And when they fix the loading issues, I won't have a ton of problems with it. But right now, yeah, it is a flawed remaster. If you love the series, feel free to buy it. If you're curious about the series, wait until they fix it.
That's you.
Yeah, I love the series, so I bought it. I knew there would probably be compromises on the Switch. I didn't expect it to be as poor as it is. That's on me. I fully admit it. That's my $40 I spent to do it. I should have spent that $40 on Metroid Prime Remastered.
Fair enough, which I hear good things about.
And it keeps selling out the physical version like super fast, and I don't understand why everyone's... I guess it's because of the scalpers and stuff. Like Wario64 has constant alerts of Metroid Prime Remaster physical copies available for sale at different places all the time. And I'm like, did they just not print a lot of these? It's not like this is a short run release like that Mario All-Star bundle or whatever they did. So I have no idea.
Why is that? Why was that just such a short amount of time? That's so stupid.
Well, it was to build up hype, and they probably just kept printing things and didn't tell us.
To build up hype and then kill it right after it's done.
You know, they sold it digitally too, so I think that was more the thought is the people that can't get it physically will buy it digitally. Which, that's why I don't understand.
When there's not a demand, create a demand.
I guess if you're a collector, you want to get the physical edition of all these things. But in today's world, I don't understand video game collecting when you can just buy digitally. That to each their own. I'm not judging. I just don't get it. I don't know why I'd be like, oh my God, I have to go get this limited run game physical copy when it's like, or I can just go in the eShop and hit download.
Oh, I'm happy you brought that up. And remember, everyone, limited run games, the publisher who does a bunch of those, is bullshit. Never buy anything from them.
Why is that?
They're a terrible company. They're fucking terrible. They're price gouging for nothing. Be careful.
Oh, you heard it from Willie.
And they're based in North Carolina. Let me find their address so I go kick them in the nuts.
Let's see what other stuff I'm gonna get into. I need to get back to painting my Stargate emblem. I got behind because I had some other stuff going on, so I haven't finished it yet. It's on my list of stuff to do. I've just been real busy, but I can't tell you what I've been doing because it all kind of blurs together. It's been an adventure, but that's what I'm gonna get into. Bachman, why don't you go next for us?
Let's see. I went and picked up my comics today. Cut down on my monthlies a lot, but still getting the Amazing Spider-Man. New issue was cool. Ended a date with Parker and the Black Cat, attacking a bunch of like a weird bunch of idiots that were like renting supervillain gear from the White Rabbit. It was a hilarious story. The new X-Men's been kicking ass. Hickman's new crazy world where the X-Men own an island and a planet now, and Sync is just the baddest motherfucker on the planet. It's just really entertaining stuff, and they're doing a new fight against the Brood, which is going crazy again. And then, weirdly enough, I'm loving the new crazy-ass Wolverine story because Beast is slowly converting to Dark Beast from the Age of Apocalypse, and Hank McCoy is kind of a fucking prick lately. He basically killed Wolverine and brought back a savage version of him that didn't have full like thought capacity and was using it as a weapon to send out to kill people. Like, not the type of good shit you'd think that, you know, the old nice Hank McCoy would have done. And now Wolverine has basically gotten control of his body back and woken up and knows what was happening. And so he's going to go kill the Beast. So yeah, it's a fucking crazy ass story they've been doing with those characters. Yeah, we got caught up on the Mando. We watched the new, episode or chapter 17, Mandalorian season 3, episode 1. It's my and Jana's like favorite show. It's nice and cold today, so I'm rocking all my Mando gear. I got my Mando beanie on. I got my hoodie on.
But
I got my
has
shirt
anyone
on.
seen you with your beanie off? Have you taken
Not
it
today.
off for anyone?
Not today.
You're an apostate, aren't you?
I am an apostate. It's true. I have to wash myself in the waters of Mandalore
There you go.
so that I can be redeemed.
Did you enjoy the nice Rebels references that we were getting this episode?
Oh, yes. And I saw one of them and went, that's why you need to watch Rebels. She's all, why? I'm like, because you would know how cool that is.
You would know why it's cool. There's whales.
So much cooler that there's space whales if you'd watch Rebels.
There be whales.
It's a show we've watched together since it started. We've seen every episode of The Mandalorian together, so it's awesome that show's back. It's kind of appointment television for us. And I also loved it that we got more Anzellians. For those that don't know, I had always been a Star Wars fan basically my entire life, but I'd never had a favorite character. Like, I like Luke, I like Han, I like Leia, I like R2, C-3PO, Darth Vader. Thought they were all cool, but I never had a favorite character until the Rise of Skywalker, and we met Babu Freak. I think Babu Freak is the coolest little fucking droid mechanic in the world, or in the galaxy. I don't know why, but I fucking love that little dude. And when they met a pack of Anzellans in this episode, where you meet 3 more creatures just like Babu that are droid smiths that talk shit and have like this weird broken version of English. Like, it's just it's the broke. It's the broke. You can't fix it. It's the broke. Like, they're just so fucking funny. And the fact that, like, after the episode on Disney Plus, they had a little link to go to the store, and it's like, here's all the Mando shit you could want to buy. And there's like 180 some odd items that come up when you look at that QR code and it takes you to the Disney shop. The fact that none of those items is a t-shirt of Grogu holding an Anzellan with the text that says bad baby is just they're just losing money. Once again, Disney has items ready to sell, and it's not the right shit. They didn't have the Grogus ready, when the episode started. They didn't have Groots in a pot when the first movie came out. Like, the marketing department is just not on the ball. They should have had a Bad Baby shirt, because there's someone on Etsy right now selling Grogu shirts that say Bad Baby, and they're probably going to make a mint until they get their Disney cease and desist. But yeah, we watched the episode, and then we turned right back around and watched the entire episode again and tried to catch like all the little Easter eggs and stuff that we missed while we were, looking at other things on screen, because they did. There's a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of characters in this new episode. It was a good, startup again. Mando's on a mission. He's got shit to do. And then, he goes and visits fucking Carl Weathers again, which was awesome. Because, yeah, seeing Grief Karga as the High Magistrate was just badass. And, yeah, his little droids that carry his cloak. Like, it was good Star Wars fun. I enjoyed the hell out of the episode. Played a little more of the Uncharted yesterday on my day off. I did like 2 more hours. I'm a little past 45%. So I'm at almost halfway through Uncharted 2 at this point. So I'm getting there. I'm enjoying it, other than just some of because now I've gotten so used to 2, the controls don't feel as good anymore. Like, going from 1 to 2, like, the controls felt so much better. And now halfway through the game where I'm not remembering 1 and I'm trying to like turn and jump on like the giant dagger thing, it's like, okay, why did the camera just move 5 degrees this direction once I stepped forward? When I'm trying to step forward and jump, my character goes like this and then jumps and goes, and dives, to his death.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played.
Yeah, it's just just sections where you have to like walk on something thin and then turn and jump a specific distance, and then as you go to push forward and jump, instead of going directly forward and jumping, your character starts moving forward, and then when you hit jump, your character turns, and so then you fall to your death over and over. It's just it's clunky game control, but I'm still enjoying the story. The story's really fun. I love how they do the running from the camera scenes. Like all of those are really well done. It's like you got a tank behind you, or you got people shooting at you. The dumb shit with the cameraman where you're carrying him and people are shooting. It's like, really? I'd dump this motherfucker and just shoot with my gun.
Whoa! Stop!
Him.
Hard stop! You're talking about Jeff the cameraman, you son of a bitch. You give him the respect he needs.
Dead weight Jeff.
Jeff the cameraman is a classic.
Weight Jeff. Dead weight Jeff. You'll lose. Like dead weight Jeff. Not.
I have all the fans behind me in the corner. Everyone thinks you're a piece of shit for saying such.
That's not going to help me not beat you. All the fans of the world, I'm still going to kick you in the balls and slap you across the face. So I don't know what the fans are going to do for you.
After me to finish the job.
But yeah, so almost halfway through Uncharted, and I think I'm maybe a third to 45% of the way through God of War Ragnarok. Sat down, played a few more hours of that, which I do. I'm really loving how they switch up in that game who you're with and who your main character you're controlling is. Going into it expecting another God of War. It's like, oh, hey, I'm going to have Kratos. I'm going to have the kid to control. It's like, oh, no, here's the kid and someone else. And here's Kratos by himself. And here's Kratos and Freya. Like, so here's Kratos and one of the dwarves. Like, the fact that they keep changing it up and then that gives you different opportunities of what you're doing gameplay wise is really entertaining. And yeah, I'm on the sequence now. We're chasing the Hellhound through Helheim. So Grom, who was released, and like the kid's like, oops, I let a demon dog go that can ruin reality. We need to go fix. And so yeah, running through hell with your a father and son duo that's just whooping ass is just it's so much fun. The game's just interesting. How now that the play control is getting a bit much, where it's the axe, the blades, and the spear, and when you're trying to pull out one specific weapon, sometimes that's annoying because it's like, wait, no, I need this, I need my axe, and like you keep pulling out like the different weapon. But it's super fun. The fights are great. The animations are fantastic. Like the first fight with Garm is awesome. The way that like this giant wolf, and you're like sitting there basically trying to hit him in the face with an axe, and like you're actually like stabbing him in his nose when he's on the ground. It's just hilarious. But yeah, super fun game. And then other than that, I've been painting miniatures. I did I had finished my first Space Marine. I went back and did another little touch up and just added in some like chaos emblems and just made him look a little cooler. I don't know if I can get the camera to focus on him or not. Come on, camera. I don't know how people get that to work. But yeah, he looks really cool. Touched up all the gold and gave him some black chaos stars on his shoulder. So I got my first one done. I just finished gluing together the pieces. I actually, on my second one, I did him in a different, much darker red, and then used a different sword, different gun arm. And then this one, I did all the base coats, and then I actually glued him together afterwards. So I had like the chest, arms, and torso going. I painted the head while it was glued on top of the eraser of a number 2 pencil. And then once I had the head completely painted, now I've glued it onto the figure. So do touch-ups on that one. And then I did the base coats on the Age of Sigmar characters. So Warhammer 40K takes place in the year 40,000. So it's, the 410th century or however that would go. So Warhammer is all, laser pistols and tanks and high-tech shit. They did a fantasy world, which is the Age of Sigmar. So it's basically Warhammer rules and figures, but in more of a D&D setting. So you've got characters riding mythological creatures. You've got, shapeshifters and orcs and trolls and goblins and all that stuff. And the humans in that world are called the Stormcast Eternals, which are dudes in gold armor that are just badass. And then, I got to do, I finished all of the base coats on this guy and then put a layer of grime on him. So he's got his gold shield with the blue on it, white lightning bolts. They're a blast to color. At some point, I found out my buddy Colin is actually his brother-in-law does Warhammer as well, so he got to play. So my buddy that I used to do a podcast with, I'll probably be playing him in Warhammer pretty soon. So I'm just enjoying the hell out of painting these little suckers. It's a nice way to spend my evening after all day long, just listen to, customers complain and bullshit. And like, you don't want to think. And so like I put on a podcast and I put on my fucking, my reading glasses now with my laser eyes. Cause the one thing I can't do with my LASIK is see up close. So I put on my, my reading glasses and I just sit there, listen to a podcast and just make little tiny paint strokes on little tiny figures. And I don't know, I fucking love it. It's a nice stress reliever. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Yeah. So I'm on the second Space Marine First Age of Sigmar Stormcast, and I got my second Stormcast over there. He's ready to be base coated, so I'm soon to have, once I finish the touch-ups and highlights on my second Chaos Space Marine, I'll be finishing my third character and starting my fourth, and I have a box of 19 Space Marines that are ready to open whenever I'm ready to actually start working on my actual army. I had gone to the store and was looking at a bunch of different individual characters that I was wanting, texting my nephew. Jana's nephew is a huge Warhammer kid. Dylan's been doing Warhammer for like 10 years. And so like he's got all the info for me. He's got all the tips and the tricks and what I should do and what I shouldn't do. And I was at a store looking at all these different figures and went over it with him. And he's like, you should probably get that guy and you want to get that guy. And those ones would be good for the army you want to build. And like in the individuals, the box that I put together was about $250. So like it was a good chunk of change. And then I found out that one of the box sets they had there had all but one of the figures I was looking at getting, and it was like $160. So I bought that larger box set and got still all the characters I really needed. And so I've got 19 Chaos Space Marines ready to build, including a crazy ass I can't remember. He's some type of like a bishop or some type of priest, but like it's a character holding up a flaming book. And then he has two monks with him. One of them is like holding candles, and the other one is bent over in a robe wrapped in chains and just has a book on his back. So it's basically a monk whose only job is to carry around a book for this preacher. And it just looks so fucking creepy. Some of the Warhammer stuff is just insane. But yeah, I'm loving it. I've listened to maybe 30 episodes now of the Adeptus Ridiculous podcast. That's each episode's about a different faction of Warhammer, like a different group, a different set of people, a different army. And I've been just watching tons of videos of like how to play the game. And so like, yeah, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It's my new favorite hobby. And like, yeah, I'm hoping I don't end up being like one of these people that I see selling all these, giant kits on eBay that are just a bunch of models that have been put together and unpainted, because I'm really enjoying painting them right now. So I'm hoping that sticks, because it's really been a blast. And yeah, my art desk has basically been converted to a painting station now. I even put like my Copic markers away. I don't have any illustration stuff on there, but I do have some of the illustration stuff around, like black markers and stuff for doing black lines on minis. Like there's illustration stuff I already had that is helpful for working on minis. I got ink, paint pens that got metallic colors on them. So I got fun shit to try out and fun shit to work with. And I'm enjoying the hell of it. That's nice. What I've been up to.
Willie, finish things off for us. What you been getting into, sir?
All right. So since I mentioned it earlier about The Last of Us, the previous episode from the Sunday nights, I do want to go back to that. There was there's two parts in it that I thought were a little lacking from the game, in performance-wise. There was a scene where Joel and Ellie have a big blowout in the episode, and I just think it was done performance-wise so much better in the game. Like when I first saw that in the game for the first time, it dropped everything. What? How could you do that? It's so much feels all at once. The mighty thin ice scene. That's what I always call it. The mighty thin ice scene. And in the show, it was still good. It just didn't give me that same power, that same emotion, that strong feeling from it. It was still good, just not as strong. So good on you, Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson. I believe that. I want to say it's correct.
Yeah. The little girl from Growing Pains who grew up to be on Critical Role and
the Avengers as a waitress.
And the Avengers and Blind Spot, the TV show.
Never saw it. But and then there was a second scene, I guess spoilers for the end of the last episode, the stabbing scene. You guys remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Baseball bat gets
Yeah.
gets
Oh,
severed.
yeah.
And so in the game, it's a lot more different. Like, I'm not blaming them for not doing that, because in the game you're still in the university when you get attacked, and then Joel gets tackled off of a balcony, the second floor balcony, and him and the other guy fall down. The other guy dies. Joel's still alive, but the piece of rebarb on the ground sticking straight up is now going through his side. Pretty much the same spot where he got stabbed with the baseball bat, but and then you're still playing as Joel trying to get out of there, where Ellie's trying to get you up and you're blacking in and out. Like, your vision's going in and you still have to shoot people as you're kind of dragged around. It is super intense and such a good moment. I can't blame them for not doing that in the show, but it was just like what they did was fine, but go back and look at what happens. Like, holy shit. Like, those two parts of that same episode, I would say, are not as good performance-wise, but still good. Like, those are my two, like, things. Like, they weren't as good. I still liked them. Not as good. Still love Tommy coming back, too. And then I also went to go see a movie Monday night. Anyone want to take a wild guess as to what movie's in theater that I went to go see Monday night?
Ant-Man.
No,
Knock
I saw
at
that
the Cabin.
Friday. No, I have not seen that. I know it's Batista, and I forget who else is in it. I've
no
seen the
idea.
trailer.
Rupert Grint.
Cocaine
Oh, you went and saw the
Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear!
Of course he did.
Gave you a little sniff of a hint.
Appreciate the hint there.
A little Ray Liotta.
Yeah. I didn't know he was in that movie, because I was like, Ray Liotta, didn't he die like a couple
One of the
years
last
ago?
things he filmed before he died, yeah.
How long
Was
ago
a
was
movie
it?
called
2020?
Cocaine Bear. Might have been 2020, 2021. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
I couldn't remember. I was like,
it's
wow.
been a
I
minute.
remember him. Yeah, I was like surprised he was in it. I was like, how long has this movie been not released?
2022. So it was just
Fair enough. Never mind then.
yeah, it was just last year that he died.
You know, what? God damn it, Vassetti. What the fuck is the character's name in Grand Theft Auto Vice City? The main character, Vassetti. Wait, that was Ray Liotta, wasn't it?
I think so.
Something
Could be.
Vassetti.
I think so, yes.
That's all I remember. I don't remember his fucking first name.
I don't remember.
I don't know why it's coming, but yeah. He was in it. He was good in it. Yeah, Cocaine Bear. As long as you go into it expecting a movie named Cocaine Bear, you're gonna be happy. Just don't expect like greatness. Like, oh, this movie moved me. No. It's a movie called Cocaine Bear. Go with expectations of cocaine with bear equals absurdity.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It is a good movie. I would recommend it. Ant-Man is alright.
Yeah.
That's all Ant-Man. It was okay. It wasn't great. It was just weird. I remember I had something weird about it, but I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah! The way MODOK looked. Oh, like what was with that? Like they just like they had all this budget for CGI and they went hand wild with making it look cool, except when it came to MODOK.
I think they were trying to make it a gag.
It looked terrible. It looked like they just like took an image, like photoed his face like with the camera up close, and then just stretched it to fill in. And it's like that doesn't look good. Like you could do better than that. Like come on. Like and they had it where it looked like classical MODOK face with like that gold mask, and they revealed who it actually is. And I'm not gonna spoil that, but it was like neither looked good. You could have gone with one or the other; it would have been better. But no, you showed us both, and they both look bad. Like God, just fuck off, Marvel. You're doing shit. Stop doing shit. Eternals was shit. This is shit. You're doing some shitty shit. Stop it. Stop
How about
the
shit? But it wasn't great. Yeah, his face was messed up though.
It's just like they just stopped. They did the minimal effort for how the face looked on the body or whatever you want to call it. It just they just gave up. It looked like yeah, it looks good enough. Done. Fuck off. Other than that, let's see. Cooking Bear. That I've been playing more Midnight Suns. I started playing again Evil Genius 2 on the PlayStation, which is part of the mid-tier, the PlayStation Plus Extra. I forget their name. The mid-tier. Not the base, not the premium, the mid-tier. It's on there.
Not the essential, but the other one.
Weird. Why do I always got to name weird shit? I
think
it's extra. I think it's like a essential, extra, and premium. I think the essential and extra, those both starting with E's is throwing me off. I think is what it is. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's you're pretty much a comical Bond villain, and you're building your evil base, and it's fun.
Interesting.
I would highly recommend it. It was on the PlayStation Extra tier when that first was started back in the summer, and then 2 weeks later they took it off. I'm like, why'd you even put this on for 2 weeks if you knew it was going to come right off? It makes zero sense. I was having fun with it. Now it's not here anymore. Fuck off. But they put it back on, so yay. And I'm also playing 2 Point Hospital, which is like part of a grander universe, like with 2 Point University. It's kind of like similar things where you're building up hospitals or universities in 2 different games and then doing that all together. What's this?
I found the picture of the guy I was talking about, the Dark Apostle. This dude up here is the guy whose only job it is to carry a book on his back. It's chained to him, and it's covered in candles.
So what do you do? Rip it off of him when he's holding it? What?
Oh, I guess it's just another book that he's got in his hand. So yeah, the one dude's got like the badass censer that's got smoke coming out of it of a skull. But yeah, the apostle's like reading from this burning book. And this dude is just his book holder. That's his job as a figure.
And
So
does
weird.
the book holder do anything when you're playing?
I don't know yet because I haven't actually read the rules on each of them. I know this dude
Fair
actually
enough.
like casts spells, but yeah, I don't know if this guy actually has a feature other than just to like absorb bullets. He may just be there as a bullet sponge.
Fair enough. But other than that, nothing's been going on. So, yeah.
Well,
You got She-Hulk.
Oh, yeah, I did get She-Hulk.
on that note, thank you everyone for joining us. We really do appreciate it. Stay tuned to the social media to see when we're going to stream live next. Schedule's a little bit in flux. We'll let you guys know on there.
And if you don't like it, send hate mail to South Porky at Twitch.
Yeah, or on Twitter
Oh,
too.
that works.
Yeah, that's why I meant Twitter.
Before we shut this thing down, you guys got any final thoughts for the people?
See the 2 T's, they threw me off. Twitter and Twitch, they threw me off. Alliteration, man, fuck it.
That's
Yeah,
Willie's
premium
final
and partial. Persnickety.
What the shit, Marvel, do better.
There you go.
I guess that works. On that note, we'll see you all next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.